your principal residence, even though you're renting it out and you're not living there. So the good thing about this is it gives you options to rent, go out, rent a place, see a place, and then if you see the site doesn't work out, you can go back to your rental property again, and it will not affect your status on your principal residence at all. But I think this is very important to consider is that you can't claim another property as your principal residence when you do this because you're already telling the government this is my principal residence. And excuse me, late filings are up to the discretion of the CRA to accept. So if you don't file it on time, they may not accept it. Whereas if you file on time, they have to accept it. Then we have the second condition, which is changing rental property in a principal residence. So going from rental property to a principal residence. You can make this election 4 years before the actual change in use happens. So same idea, but the other way around. So if you decide that in 2026 you want to go back into your currently rented property, in 2023 you can tell the government, I'm going to make it my principal residence. So again, from that point on, you're sheltered and you get the benefits of any appreciation during these years. The election allows you so the other part with this second election is that it allows you to defer the capital gains. So if you recall, I said when you have a change in use from rental to principal, there's a deemed disposition and that you have to pay capital gains tax on it. If you don't make this election, you would have to pay it at that point in time when you make that change in use. However, if you make this election also allows you to not to defer that capital gains tax until you actually sell that property. So it's very important to make sure that you work someone that knows these rules very well because it has very heavy implications on your property. Now, some general notes about these. You can have an extension beyond the 4 years in special circumstances. So if you, for example, are working for a company that has sent you to another country and you're still working for this Canadian company, you're allowed to keep that principal residence for longer. And when in all these elections, you have to be Canadian resident.